Okay, ready? Go. Beep.
That's how you work together as a... I'm Caleb, and this is Elaine.
We're husband and wife. I feel like most people know that by now.
But you would be surprised how many people think because we're an interracial couple. Like the question that we get asked a lot, like one check or separate checks? And I'm like, dude.
You're going there.
We're talking about how not to kill each other as a husband and wife team on a wedding day.
Here are a few ways not to kill each other. So we work together.
We've worked together a long time.
Yeah, from the beginning. So it's always been part of our dynamic.
The one thing that Elaine or any couple can do really is get on each other's nerves the best.
Yeah.
We do that well.
Two people can say something offensive to me, but if Caleb says it's just like super hurtful, I feel like that's probably a thing that's common in marriage. So learning to give each other grace, but this really isn't like a marriage counseling video. So maybe we can walk them through what a typical wedding day looks like for Caleb and Elaine as a husband and wife duo.
I think it starts with having specific roles. Know your role, know your lane. I know that Elaine's gonna do her job well. And sometimes she believes that I'm gonna do my job well.
I do. I know you're gonna do it well. But also there's the piece of that, sticking to your lane, yes, but also having the grace to be like, hey, do you see something different? Like, let's switch rigs really quick. And like, I feel like that's something that's probably a little bit unique for us. It's so funny. First time a picture went up on our Instagram stories of me manning the gimbal, I had multiple people reach out and be like, go girl, I thought that was Caleb's job. And yeah, like most of the time he does man it, but I feel like we're very fluid in that.
But they're also, I'm not gonna go and jump into bride prep.
True.
And if you like give me a look, no, you don't need to be here. I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm not gonna be here.
So let's walk through a day.
Okay, so on a normal wedding day, Elaine and I kind of split in the morning time. Like from the jump, I will typically go and say hi to a bride and be like, hey, we're here, and typically have an ongoing relationship with our couples before the even wedding day. So for me to not say hi would be kind of not cool.
It's like weird.
Yeah, it's just, so Elaine will be with the bride and she gets all of the portrait, makeup, establishing shots. And whenever I show up, I'll say hi to the bride, maybe get a wide gimbal shot, and then I'm gone. And I go with the guys, and the guys are easy. 30 minutes is like an eternity. Letter readings on both ends, we'll have to do that, or
if they offer that.
Gifts. Since I spend such a short amount of time with the guys, I'll bounce and go and get more establishing shots, whether it's drone, establishing shots of the ceremony, or whatever. Anything that I can to establish the day. And then from there, after we both get what we need, we're either going to a first look, dad look. Sometimes from a first look, we'll go into some portrait time. So ceremony then?
We should talk through ceremony. So ceremony is really one of the few times during the day where we have very exact roles. Wouldn't you agree? Typically, I'm always on a static shot. So I'm always doing a tight shot, whether that's the groom cam, and typically I'm the one getting the processional from the front. Caleb's on the gimbal doing all of the creative shots. He's also framing up the groom cam if I can't get over to it in time to get a groom reaction. But once I kind of finish my time at the front of the procession is when I go over to bride cam, and my camera turns into the bride cam camera. And then really you're just like the guy that floats during reception.
We also have a wide camera as well.
Yeah,
I'll set that up and I'll check that. Before the ceremony starts, I'm responsible for all the audio, the officiant's mic, the groom's mic, board feeds from the venue or whatever, the DJ. I take care of all of the audio elements before.
And then after the ceremony, when everybody is like congratulating the couple, like Caleb will typically follow them out after the ceremony, because I feel like that's always a moment. But while Caleb is getting that, then kind of the ceremony location becomes my responsibility, making sure all of our cameras, our tripods, monopods, audio is kind of packed back into its case so we can head over to a reception. to start setting up. And then once we get to the reception, typically I'm focusing the light. Caleb is managing audio with the DJ or the band. And then, as I said, like, I feel like portrait and reception time is super fluid. And even in our relationships with other vendors, like the photographer who we work very closely with, it's like that give and take, like creatively. If Caleb sees something creatively that he can't capture on his rig, then I need to be willing to hand that over and be like, yeah, and trust him and say, yeah, go get it. So I feel like when we get into TIFFs, which is rare, it's when that give and take doesn't happen, or either of us becomes kind of selfish in our or arrogant in our creative like pursuits. Is like when those tiffs happen on wedding days. So
learn some key phrases to help you communicate. Like,
what's one?
I like that shot, but let me try it.
That's code for, yeah,
that shot sucks.
Here's code. If you come into the bridal suite and it's a little bit tense, which happens, hey babe, can you grab something for me? Or like a very clear phrase to like get him out the room. Usually you read that well, and then I kind of whip out my phone like tense room, and then he just doesn't come in for the rest of the time.
Most of the time, it's really just asking questions, and that's communication. So I remember a while ago, we were working with a husband and wife team, and the way that the guy responded to his wife, I was just like, nope, that's not okay. And it hit me, and it was so easy for him to do that. And it could be easy for me to do that to Elaine, but it's something that you have to be focused on throughout the day, is like how you communicate, because there's certain times where people are watching. So
yeah. It's funny because not that I'm ever worried about you saying something crazy to me, because first of all, Caleb knows me. I'm gonna clap back real quick. But when I'm introducing you, this is my husband, Caleb. So it's not weird if like he's walking by, like pat you on the booty or something, that people are like, what kind of work relationship is this?
It's a good one.
And I think just looking to serve one another. And I think that's something that, we've been married as of the date of this video, 8.5 years, which is kind of crazy. But I feel like even taking that element from our marriage and into our business of like learning really how to serve your partner, how to serve your clients, how to serve your vendors on a wedding day. When you focus on that, then there's not room for selfishness. And when you kind of pull selfishness out of the equation, then you see those tiffs just less often.
Back to the wedding day reception. We got through that, right?
Yeah, and maybe for toasts, like typically on my camera, I'm always like the person that's tight in on the toaster, and then typically you're the one doing cutaway shots and such.
And we have nonverbal communication, which is like 1 and 2.
So 1 is like primary. Primary is always the person that's speaking.
A 2 would be like, hey, there's parents' reaction or something like that. Mom,
or, the couple, or we should probably just get radios. That would make our lives so easy.
No, I'm trying to wear no radio.
It's because your production days, you're burnt out from wearing a radio.
No, what happens is I'm not discreet enough anymore. Like I put something in my ear and be in a reception and be like, what?
Anyway, any closing?
No, I don't want water.
Closing thoughts.
Don't be a jerk to your partner.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's that simple.
It is that simple.
I would add, serve everybody around you, but especially your spouse, and choose your words wisely. Gentleness goes a long way.
Talk less. Smile more. That's it. That's all, people.
Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Comment below. Have a discussion with us about being married and working with your spouse. How's that going for you? Love you guys.
See you
Thanks for
soon.
tuning in.
Bye.